Welcome to Sway Life, baby.
Can we get a sway on three?
The world of social media has produced all sorts of things over the years, and not exactly the most quality of things at times. Because while there have been plenty of people online via YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and more that just want to have fun and create clever content, there are just as many who are wanting to make money from the platform and are willing to do just about anything to get it done, which includes going and making houses for certain creators to go and make new videos and content to rake in the cash. And for one TikTok star in particular, his house is getting a TV show. Allow us to show you Bryce Hall's new drama-filled TV show. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 6. Sway House's Sway Life. TikTok's Sway House is getting their own show. Social media superstars and Sway House members Bryce Hall, Blake Gray, Noah Beck, and Keo Sear have landed their own reality series. The upcoming series, titled Sway Life, will follow the group as they navigate their lives in the spotlight, chronicling everything from their friendships, heartbreaks, and of course, scandals. The show, which has already aired some episodes, will be available across the Facebook family of apps, including Instagram, Facebook Watch, and Messenger's Watch Together. Sway Life is produced by Bunham Murray Productions and Rectix. The Los Angeles creative collective originally formed in 2020 when a handful of TikTok's biggest stars moved into a house together. Along with Hall, 21, Beck, 19, Gray, 20, and Sear, 20, Sway House also originally included Josh Richards, 19, Griffin Johnson, 22, Jaden Hostler, 20, Anthony Reeves, 19, and Quentin Griggs, 17. And while most of the boys have since moved out, Johnson previously told people that they all remain friends and continue to work together. We decided to all break up based on what everyone was interested in and who gets in trouble together, he said. So now it's 3 houses. We had our fun in LA when we first came here, he continued. We had this crazy amount of fame that just hit us really fast. And we had that typical LA time where we just went wild. And we just decided we were over it. We were ready to make the pivot into something more. That something more eventually morphed into the new television series. Whether it is successful or not is yet to be determined, but it is exactly the newest thing out there, or even the biggest reality show of this particular line. Number 5. The Hype House. The Hype House is one of TikTok's biggest groups. In the past, it has had members like Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio, Addison Rae, and many others. However, since many of its biggest stars left the group, the Hype House had fallen from its glory days. However, the Hype House's Netflix reality show brought the promise of increasing the longevity of its career for some of its members. Here's what the show is about. It will take viewers inside the group's communal mansion in Los Angeles, offering an exclusive fly-on-the-wall look into the glamorous, stressful, and high-speed personal and professional antics of the young stars as they live together and collaborate daily on new content. But the news of a reality show based on the TikTok group was not well received. Many Netflix subscribers took to Twitter criticizing the move. Some even demanded that the reality show be canceled. Number 4. The Petition. Many aggrieved Netflix users took to Twitter to express their discontent about the Hype House show. A subscriber named Leilani Dyer started a Change.org petition to stop the streamer from featuring the show. The petition reads, "As we know, Netflix has canceled some really good shows such as Sense8, canceled after 2 seasons. The Society, canceled after 1 season. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, canceled after 4 seasons. And Anne with an E, canceled after season 3. The petition further reads, "These were just a few examples of some really good Netflix shows that were canceled. Netflix then decides to make a reality show for the Hype House like we asked for this. No one wants this." While it may be fair to say that no one wanted this, the point is still well made. At the time of this video, over 25,000 people have gone and signed the petition to get this canceled. While that may not seem like a lot, it's growing and it's getting people's attention. And if they're willing to do that for one TikTok house, why not another? Especially when one of the guys is Bryce Hall and he's not exactly the nicest dude around, and he isn't afraid to get into trouble with the law. Number 3. The Arrest Part 1. Bryce Hall and Jaden Hostler were arrested in Central Texas on drug charges in May of 2020. Hall and Hostler had embarked on a road trip from Cedar Springs, Texas, where they and others affiliated with Sway House have been hosting a group of friends in defiance of stay-at-home orders since early May. Hostler was charged with possession of 2 to 4 ounces of marijuana and possession of a controlled substance, a second-degree felony that carries a sentence of 2 to 20 years in prison. Hall was charged with possession of less than 2 ounces of marijuana, a misdemeanor. As you might have guessed, the two were left on bail and no serious charges were put upon them. But it was a situation that many out there talked about for various reasons, not the least of which was the fact that these two were partying heavily during the early days of the global pandemic, and this wasn't the first time they would do quarantine parties and get a lot of people talking about whether they were being responsible or not. Now, if this is what can be expected from the sway life, you would kind of have to wonder why people would want to watch this at all, as it would just show juvenile behavior and other things that shouldn't be encouraged, such as another arrest that happened with Bryce Hall. Number 2, the arrest part 2. In August of last year, Bryce Hall and Jaden Hostler were arrested and charged once again. Why? Because despite being in a state that at the time was on a serious lockdown mantra to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, Hall and Hostler went and did videos on TikTok that showcased them hosting parties during the lockdown measures. Both were charged with violating the local emergency order and a citation for a noise ordinance. They face up to a year in jail and up to a $2,000 fine. Los Angeles City Attorney Mark Fuhrer was cracking down on pandemic parties in the Hollywood Hills and was more than happy to go and make an example of these two. We allege these hosts have been incredibly irresponsible with a highly infectious disease spreading and parties banned because of it, and we allege they violated the law. If you have a combined 19 million followers on TikTok in the middle of a public health crisis, you should be modeling great behavior, best practices for all of us, rather than brazenly violating the law and then posting videos about it as we allege happened here. On August 19th, the city shut off the power at Hall & Graves Hollywood Hills rental with fellow TikToker Noah Beck, after several warnings, citations, and LAPD visits. One neighbor recalls a SWAT team coming by. Just a few days prior, on August 14th, Hall's 21st birthday went viral for being packed with influencers, no masks in sight. The LAPD arrived on the scene to alleged shots fired and also had to shut that one down. No gun was found. And thank goodness for that, but that also doesn't stop the madness that Hall was trying to go and make a party at a time when this thing should have been deemed a bad idea by even the most cynical of people. Number 1, the growth of the entertainment industry. What we're seeing here with both Sway Life and the Hype House series is a growth in the entertainment industry to try and showcase just what is going on in the social media world in terms of its boom. But the cost of this might not just be the sanity of the viewers, but the example it's setting. Because if networks and streaming platforms are willing to showcase volatile, juvenile, and downright criminal behavior via their stars, what else would they be willing to show? Exactly. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Bryce Hall, Sway House, their TV show, and whether it honestly has a chance of surviving on TV? Do you think that you would give it a watch, or do you think that it'll just be another garbage reality show, and as a result you'll rally with others to get it canceled? Let us know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time on the channel.